Guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Tash. I have a get ready with me style video today. I'm actually going out of the house, which if you've been following me for a while then you'll know that's a rare occurrence. I thought as I was going out and I was going to put some makeup on, I might as well do like a get ready with me style video. I'm going to be using quite a few of the Wet n Wild products and I'll be talking about where you can get them from if you are in the UK. I'll leave all the links down below to the products that I've used. Wet n Wild isn't a brand that's readily available in the UK, like you can't go into the shops and buy it. But I did a little bit of research and I noticed that Amazon seems to stock quite a bit of Wet n Wild. If you would like to know where to purchase Wet n Wild or any other products that are featured in this video, then go and check out the description box. I will leave the list of details down below and the links if I can as well. So all of the information should be down in the description box. Also, if you enjoyed these get ready with me videos, then please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me a lot. And yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it. To start off with, I'm going in with this Avene Hydrant Intense Rehydrating Serum. And this is just going to help hydrate my skin. I've also noticed that these products help a lot with my blemishes. Like, I still got some blemishes going on, but they're nowhere near as bad as they have been. And they just make my skin look really nice and hydrated. I'm then going in with this Cleanance Expert Emulsion by Avene. And I like to use this rather than a primer at the moment for my foundations, especially more matte foundations like the one I'm going to use today. I'm then abandoning my beauty blender for the Tarte Quickie Sponge. I actually really like this. It has like a pointed end and then it's got that flat end, which is really, really nice for applying foundation. And then I'm going in with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation, and this is in the shade Porcelain. I find that this shade matches me perfectly. It's slightly too light for my face, but it matches my neck perfectly. It's a medium to full coverage foundation. It gives a really nice coverage and it photographs beautifully. I wish it had a pump though. I'm not too keen on the little applicator stick that it comes with, but a little bit of this really does go a long way. Just be careful when building it up because it can get a little bit cakey. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer today, and so far I really like it. This applicator is absolutely huge. But I do really like the concealer. It's a really nice coverage. I'm not sure if I'd say it's my favourite yet. I feel like I need to test it out quite a bit, but it is a really nice high coverage concealer and it blends in beautifully. I did use this over the top of my eyes to kind of take away that discoloration, but I do find that it creases on my eyelids and I don't have oily eyelids, so that's just something to be aware of. But once set down with the powder under the eyes, it stays on really nicely all day. And to set under the eyes today, I'm using my RCMA No Colour Powder. Next Wet n Wild product is this Colour Icon bronzer. Now this is way too light to be a bronzer, even on fair skin tones. I know that some people like to use it as more of a highlighter, but I actually like to use this as an all-over face powder. It has tiny specks of glitter, but you have to really get right close up to your face in order to see them. I'm going way too fast in this video. I'm just priming my eyes with Max Painterly Paint Pot. But this just gives a really nice, like, dewy glow to your face. The only thing is it does have SPF 15, so you will get flashback. This is in the shade Reserve Your Cabana. I'm just going to set that with the RCMA No Colour Powder. That just helps the eyeshadows blend better, and today I'm going to be using the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I'm first taking Peaches and Cream on a Sigma E40 fluffy blending brush. And I'm just going to blend this just above and in my crease as a transition shade. We are going to go over this with a slightly darker shade in a moment, but this is just going to help everything blend together. I'm then taking that same brush and dipping it into this shade here called Georgia. It's a really nice light dusty pink and it just works really well as a transition shade. So that is just going straight over the top of the lighter shade we put there before. I'm then going into this shade here called Candied Peach. This is definitely one of my favourite shades in the palette, and I'm just swapping over to a Sigma E25 blending brush, and I'm just going to apply this straight into the crease area. The shadows in this palette blend beautifully. I'm actually way more impressed with it than I thought I would be. I really didn't think I'd like it that much, but yeah, I really love it and I love those peach shades. I kind of wish there were more though. To deepen up those outer corners, I'm taking this nice mid-tone brown shade called Charmed, I'm Sure. On my Sigma E25 once again, I just wiped it off on a clean towel. And I'm just going to pat that in and build it up slowly until I get the pigmentation that I desire. Make sure this is concentrated in the outer corner. I just like to pat the shadow onto the lid and then very gently blend out. To brighten up the inner third of my lid, I'm just taking this shade here called Luscious on a flat shaded brush. This brush is just from my Naked 3 palette. Any flat brush will do. And this is a pretty nice shadow. It's quite subtle, so you could use it wet if you want more intensity. But I was quite happy with the way it turned out using the shadow dry because I wanted quite a soft look. With that same brush once again, I'm going into this shade here called Bellini, and I'm just going to pat that onto the centre of my lid and then very gently blend it into the shadows on the inner and outer corners. To further intensify that outer corner and add a little bit more shimmer to it, I'm going in with this shadow here called Caramelized on a Sigma E35 pencil brush, I think. Links will be down below, I think that's what it's called. I just like using this brush because you can get a really nice precise application in the outer corner. I'm then going to take that same shadow and apply it to the outer third of my lower lash line, and I'm just going to blend that in and tie it in with what's going on the eyelid. I'm then just going to blend that out with Candied Peach on a Real Techniques base shadowed brush. I'm then swapping over to a Real Techniques accent brush, and I'm going into this shade here called Tempting, and I'm just going to go right up onto the lash line on the outer corner of my eyes just to deepen up that area. I'm just going back into Luscious to highlight my inner corners. To highlight my brow bone, I'm just taking this matte creamy shade called White Peach. I wanted to do a winged liner with this look, so I'm using my Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper. I absolutely love this eyeliner. I'm usually better with gel liners, but I just find this liquid liner so easy to use. I love the little brush tip on it. It doesn't seem to dry out too quickly. I think this is the second one I've purchased this year since Kat Von D has come out in the UK. And yeah, I absolutely love it, and I haven't actually touched a gel liner since buying this, which says a lot for me really, because I'm really not a fan of liquid liners usually. I'm then just going to line my tight line and waterline with a black pencil liner and then move on to mascara. And the mascara I'm using today is the Wet n Wild Max Volume Plus Mascara. This is an okay mascara. It doesn't tend to smudge on me or anything like that, which is really, really good. It's not like a super wet formula, but it's not super dry either. I just poked myself in the eye there. But I wouldn't say that it gives me like a heap of volume, if I'm honest. It does build up quite nicely, and it doesn't clump easily either, so that's some pros for you. But overall, I've used better mascaras. I'm then using my NYX blush in Taupe to contour my cheekbones. And then to bronze up the rest of my face, I'm using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is the lighter shade, and I'm using one of the Real Techniques stippling brushes to do this. I just like the fact that this bronzer is amazing. If you saw when I first used it, I was really, really impressed. But it's one of those buildable bronzers. It's not going to deposit too much colour, which is great for fair skin tones. And yeah, I really like the way the stippling brush helps me to control the volume of product that I use. I'm using the blush and highlighter to highlight my cheekbones from the Too Faced Sweet Peach Glow palette. This is supposed to be a universal palette. I think it's great for fair to light skin tones, but I feel like if you're medium to deep, this might not show up on you because it's not the most pigmented palette in the world. I kind of wish that they would bring out a shade range for medium to deeper skin tones, but overall I personally really like this palette, and I think the highlighter shade is beautiful. It is a very subtle highlight, and it is quite peach toned, as you would expect from the Sweet Peach Glow palette. So I'm going to use this for my cheekbones, but I'm going to swap over to another highlighter for the rest of my face. I'm now swapping over to my Sleek Solstice highlighting palette. This is quite an intense highlighting palette if you haven't tried it already, and I'm just using that cream shade to highlight my Cupid's bow, a little bit above my brows, tip of my chin, and just a tiny bit across my nose. For my lips today, I'm actually just going to use a lip liner. This is from Wet n Wild, and it's one of their Perfect Pout lip liners, and this is in the colour Bear to Comment. These lip liners are incredible. They are really, really nice and creamy. I'm then just topping that off with the NYX Butter Gloss in Tiramisu, and I'm just going to finish off with some Wet n Wild Photo Focus setting spray. I absolutely love this setting spray, and here is the finished look. There we have it, guys. So this is the finished look. Overall, I really like the Wet n Wild products. There are a few things that I've purchased that I didn't feature in this video, but I am thinking of doing a video in the future featuring those products and what's hot and what's not. Some of the products that I didn't feature I like a lot, and some of it was a bit of a miss for me as well. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.